y'all, it's your girl Key. Thank you for kicking with me. I hope everyone's doing well. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel so it's easy for me to pick up on your energy so you can get a direct message for those who consistently watch my videos. Um, I do want to let y'all know I will be opening my website shortly to book readings. Okay, I haven't put my products on and all this stuff, but I am going to be opening my new site for you guys to start booking readings through my website through versus my DM. So be on the lookout for that. Um, like I was saying, this is going to be a collective reading for the collective. Basically, kind of showing what energy we're needing to step in, what lessons are we learning as we transition from winter to spring. Um, and as we prepare, a lot of things have been going on in the collective, like economy wise, people's mental health, stability. So I kind of wanted to focus on kind of what is it you guys need to know. All right. So, what does the collective need to know? What's the overall energy for the collective for this transition period? New moon Sagittarius, focus on the positive. Okay. So a lot of people don't realize as we transition right now, it's all about seeing the bigger picture, but your mind is your biggest weapon right now. Okay. Your perception, the way you're viewing things can shift your outcome. So with the overall energy being new moon, this is about new energy coming in, and spirit is asking a lot of you guys, your divine, your ancestors, God is asking a lot of you guys to focus on the positive. And I know it's hard during these times to see the positive in everything that is happening. Some of you have been on the job hunt and haven't been able to get a job. Um, and it can be discouraging. Others of you, your people are being removed from your life and it can make you feel lonely. But a lot of you are being told to shift your perspective. Some of you are right now are being protected from unhealthy work environments, from repeating certain lessons when it comes to relationships, having to really face that scarcity mindset. As the collective is shifting, our mindset has to shift. Okay, so a lot of y'all are being called to step up and be a leader. With the new moon in Capricorn, step up and lead. So you're being told, a lot of you don't realize your calling is bigger than what you think. Okay, a lot of you are really getting pushed on your purpose, and part of you could have Capricorn placements, Sagittarius placements. This could be heavy focus on you guys, but I do feel like right now as a collective, a lot of you are being told to ask yourself, where in my life do I need to step up, and where do I need to take more action? Okay, especially with the new moon energy, this is telling me this is new energy for a lot of people. Okay, this is a time to set the groundwork to manifest, to build the stability that you've been asking for. Okay, and this, it doesn't even have to be stability financially or material wise. It could be just building the foundation of you. How do you want the world to perceive you? How do you want yourself to look like? You know what I mean? Some of you are going through physical rebirth where you're not going to be the same. Your body is changing. You're having to accept yourself in different ways. Like I use this example. I've been sharing with a friend of like how I feel like I'm learning a lesson on being comfortable in my body, not just when I'm in shape, but when I'm out of shape too, and accepting that. So I got me a new workout set. New motivation, okay? Because when you look good, you do good, you feel better while you work out. So, but accepting myself as I step into my woman, more of my womanhood. I'm in my 30s. I'm 33 now. Okay, and my body's not gonna look how it was when I was in my tweens. And I have a 9-year old. Okay, um, at this point, my real dad side of the family is real showing right now. My mom comments on all the time. So it's just like having to accept yourself in certain seasons. And that could be a lesson a lot of you are having to learn right now is how to accept yourself in your down season. How do you accept yourself in your transition season? How to accept yourself in your winning season? These are all lessons that are preparing a lot of us for the bigger picture. And some of you, you're meant to share this with others. You're meant to use your testimony of what you've been going through to help somebody else because a lot of us don't realize the way the United States is going, we're going to need community. We're going to need other people. We're going to need other people's skill set, and we're going to have to learn how to work with people. Okay, you know, sometimes you got to come together, and that's what the biggest lesson. What a lot of y'all are not realizing right now, or some of you are realizing, while others you are still trying to work through that energy. It's funny at the bottom of this deck is soar, new perspective. You're being asked to stop dimming your own light and pretend and seeing things from a higher perspective. Okay. All right. What lessons is the collective learning right now? What lesson is the collective learning? What are they meant to learn at this time? Expand. Okay, so the lesson is basically expand and listening. So this is the time to listen, and this is not listen to the words of what other people say, and this is the time to listen to the signs, to the messages. This could also be listening to your inner voice more than always getting an outside opinion or suggestion on what you should do. This is really teaching a lot of us to listen and trust our discernment. Okay, and it's funny. I just said that to a friend this morning. I said, instead of getting out of body, you are learning lessons of how to really listen to your discernment at this time. And it seems that's what the collective is having to do. It says you're being asked to listen to your inner voice. It's been guiding you to do something and say something. It's time to act on its wisdom. So a lot of y'all are getting this calling to go after something. Some of y'all are even getting this calling to go to open your mouth and speak, share your testimony, go speak to somebody that you haven't been on good terms with, have that tough conversation, because you don't understand this is all to help you expand, to help the collective. So, Spirit is saying you're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the unknown is no longer working for you. And it's time to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibles and go for them. And it's so funny because I posted this on my TikTok. I made this video um, where I've been learning. I said I've been learning that people choose familiar hells instead of choosing unfamiliar heavens because they're afraid. And shout out to this other content creator that I said it because she broke it down so beautiful. But it made sense. Like when you keep choosing familiar health, it's like it's a choice now. You're enabling yourself to stay in unhealthy work environments. You're enabling yourself to be in codependent relationships because you're not setting boundaries. These are just examples. Instead of chasing unfamiliar heavens of, damn, I could really work for myself because obviously what I'm doing for all these corporations and stuff, I could implement that for myself and help my community. Or I could leave this toxic ass relationship and find the person that's made for me, even if it's gonna take some time. You don't know if you don't go take a risk, and that's what a lot of y'all are being told right now. And I hate to say this because a lot of you, the market is crashing, and how the rich get rich is they take risks. So it's like Spirit is saying, are you guys going to stay in your comfort zone, the familiar hell? Or are you going to expand and go after the unfamiliar heaven? And you see all your possibilities come true, see your dreams come. Some of you might not realize that if you just take a risk on yourself, watch how God catches you. And it's crazy. I said it for the last 3 years. That's how I've been learning about myself. It's like the more I take risks on the things I said I want for myself, God has been catching me in ways that I ain't never expected, or and my faith has expanded so much. Like I said, I walk by faith, not by sight. But that's just like you guys have to look back on those things of yourself of like where's the time where I chose a familiar hell and God was giving me options to choose unfamiliar heaven, but I stayed because I was afraid of how it was gonna play out, or I didn't know what it was gonna be like if I just took that leap of faith. And that's a scarcity mindset. That is a survival mindset. And a lot of us now, we're not meant to be living in survival. As much as the world, the government is trying to scare us of like gas prices going high, cost of food and living, that is survival mindset. That is breaking down. A lot of us are being told to trust and build something better for ourselves. All right. Recognition and reward. Okay. So working with others, collaborating, letting other people shine your light so you can attract people like you. All right, what else does the collective need to know for this shift, Spirit? What does the collective need to know? Mental conflict has been y'all's biggest problem right now. A lot of you have mental conflict. You're fighting your head versus your heart right now because you're still holding on to the. You're crying over the spilled milk. Okay, you're reflecting on your mistakes, the disappointment. You're seeing, I also get a lot of you. You're so worried about the things that had happened in the past that you're not seeing how it actually awakened you to move forward, to give you a breakthrough moment. Okay, how it was teaching you to acknowledge your emotions, but you transmute that energy into to not make the same mistake, to do things differently. And it's like for a lot of you guys, you've been in your head of like keeping yourself stuck. Like I said, that familiar hell, choosing that familiar hell because it's safe. That's what you know, because you have this internal conflict within you of like, if I take this risk, if I take this chance, how it's gonna play out. All right, what else is the collective? So twos can be important right now, which is a lot of you is balancing. Okay, balancing yourself. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6, which is all about equal give and take. Or 6 is also about self care. And the sixth house is all about how you care for yourself and service others. So a lot of you really need to reflect on what you're giving out is being poured back into you. Are you able to pour or this could be just you reflecting on your connections on were you the taker or were you the giver? In what relationships were you the taker and were you the giver? Were relationships were that needed to be reciprocal? What could you do better? Reflecting on that to make a change. But I also do get a lot of you too. You fear getting what you want. Okay, with the devil here, and the nine of cups, this is fear. Okay, this is fear of getting what you want, due to your past, due to heartbreak, due to pain, due to loss you had to take to get here. I also do feel like a lot of you, this has to do with temptations around you. Okay, as you try to make this change and move forward, it's like the temptation of the fears, the distractions around you kind of get you in this shell of like, is it really safe to go after what I want? Okay, so I do feel like for a lot of you, it's like you have to face these demons, and I hate to say demons, these inner traumas within you, but I also feel like these demons are like outside forces trying to distract you and block you from moving forward. It's like every time you take 2 steps forward, you feel like you're taking 5 steps back because there's some type of distraction or temptation within you that's having to come back up. It's funny because I went to a church this past weekend where he talked about legions, which talks about layers of traumas. Like once you face one, once you heal one through one trauma, there's another deep layer of another trauma. Then there's another one, and it's a process. It takes time. Um, what's the mental conflict? Yeah, y'all are in conflict about how to move forward. Okay, with the positive moving forward, there's things being like it's, and I said this in my last reading of Aries season. It's like the blocks are being removed. Okay, there is no blockages in y'all's way. The blockage is just you. Okay, you getting that mental clarity, you stabilizing your mind, you fighting these inner demons, these inner thoughts within you. Because you're getting the sign to move forward, okay? Part of this moving forward, though, also has to do with rest and reflecting. So this mental conflict that a lot of y'all were in when it comes to the winter season transition to the spring is like in the winter you had to, really face these inner thoughts, these inner demons within you and rest, reflect, let your body catch up to these internal changes that are happening. And as these internal changes are happening, it's giving you this hope. Okay. It's shining light on a lot of y'all's fears, a lot of your insecurities. With the sun card here, it's like to get this happiness, this joy, this peace, you have to face the turmoil that you face within yourself. And a lot of you with the conflict and defeat here, it's like I said, it's your ego. It's like you see the light, but you like I'm too scared of the light, and you run back down to what you're comfortable with because you have to do some work. And a lot of people don't like to do work. And it's like some of y'all came and you can't even deny the work. Like you're getting forced. Your ancestors are pushing you to do the work, and heal this solar plex here. Okay, a lot of you use the solar plex energy where you can be feeling burnt out, you can be feeling insecure, you can be feeling overwhelmed. Because a lot of people don't realize the solar plex is our life force. Okay, it's what motivates us. It's what pushes us. And I feel like a lot of you is like you have to really sit and ask yourself, what is your motivation? What is your motive for going after things that you want? And that's what's being highlighted to you. And and part of it is you have to reflect on your past. You had to you had to go down memory lane and see where you allowed certain things, see how you played a part in blocking your blessings. This is where you gain the wisdom. This is where you gain the healing. This is where you do the internal changes. Okay, but it's also where a lot of things behind the scenes come to light. Okay, a lot of you see sometimes it might be your environment, sometimes it might just be how you was raised, and now you have to face the truth of like, yeah, mom, yeah, I might be like, you gave birth to me, but you really wasn't a good mom to me. Okay, just because you provide don't mean your emotions there. Those type of things, but those are things that you're having to acknowledge within yourself. Okay, so what's the temptation? Yeah, it's some control. It's control. A lot of you, it's a daddy wound with the masculine figure here, with the authority figure here. This could also be you learning a lesson through authorities. Okay, you being I'm hearing this too. A lot of you are having to be in a state of not in the state of lack, but manifesting from the state of authority. I deserve. I earn. I have the right. Okay, when you speak like that over your life, can't nobody block your blessings but you. Okay, when certain things are destined for you, they're destined for you. But a lot of you are trying to control the situation of how you get things so bad with the authority and the devil here. Look, it's like you're good because this is Capricorn energy. So Daddy Saturn is giving you some lessons when it comes to your masculine energy, when it comes to your ego. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's like you guys are so stubborn and stuck in your ways that you rather um hurt in silence with the nine of swords here. You have an anxiety, sleepless nights because these things are coming up for you when it comes to your foundation that you have to change your perspective. A lot of you might be a lot of you this also could be, I'm not gonna lie, some of you this has to do with a masculine energy that you're attracting. So a lot of you, if you are a divine feminine energy or you're just a feminine, there is a partnership that is trying to come in, and this doesn't have to do with romantic. This could just be some type of partnership that's going to help you succeed or help heal you in some type of way. Who is going through an awakening, who has been suffering in silence due to them having to break down their foundation within themselves and around them. They're going through an awakening where their perspective has to change of how they've been viewing stability and security. Okay, this person had to go through some losses. This person had to bring this is the devil. I hate to say this. This is I hate to say the devil. I would say this is their ancestors bring up generational curses that they're meant to break. Okay, um, and it's causing them to go through an awakening with the third eye in the crown chakra. Their perspective is having to change or having to see things differently, but they're also having to go through this awakening where their mindset is going to be changed. And I do feel like this person is going to overcome that with the Six of Swords. They're going to move into calmer weather. Um, and I feel like their mental state is going to be better because of the challenges and the obstacles they had to face in regards to finances. But like I said, that's for a small few. Others of you, this has to do with your own masculine energy and your stubbornness and ego to get out your own way and understand the things that you're going through. Yeah, okay. It's like a lot of you didn't want to give to things because your heart chakra. It's like with the Six of Pentacles, you were taught like it. People give with strings attached. With the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's like you didn't want to give to things because you were afraid of how receptive it. I want to say receptive. You were afraid of how you would be perceived. Okay, with the heart chakra here. I also do feel like a lot of you were trapped in fear due to your past because you had to make some certain sacrifice when it came to how you operated in connections. Some part of you had to die. Some part of you, and I say die, what I mean is like you have to let go of that part of you that tried to control situations so much when it comes to how you show up for your partner because it was causing you to block the goodness, the love, the manifestation. Because a lot of people don't realize we manifest from our heart state. You have to acknowledge your emotions to manifest the things you want. But with the material and spiritual prosperity, it's like you were denying the spiritual part of what you were trying to get. And so you weren't willing to put in the work or give to that relationship or give to your dreams as equally as you should because of a mindset you have or just the way you were raised. I'm nosy. What's the material prosperity in reverse? What's the strength attachment in reverse? Some of you, this is a masculine who just didn't give to you because they felt they weren't in a certain place of their life. Even though you probably had their heart and, you know, um, they were open to this connection. You're someone who fulfilled them, but they weren't giving to you because of their ego was in the way because they felt like they had to do things a certain way, which was causing them to face their shadow side, and teaching them to listen to their intuition, which forced them to go through an awakening and work on their passion. It was causing them to close that cycle, but it seems like they're going to overcome this. With the Six of Swords here, they're going to get victory and success because I feel like they were going through some material changes, which caused, yeah, it's funny I said some material changes. Look at this in the middle of the deck. All right. So it seems like y'all are gonna be. If you've been seeing nine, so just know a wish fulfillment is gonna come in. This could in 1919 when I said that too. There is going to be some at the end of the tunnel. There's going to be some type of material wish coming in for you. This could be finances owed to you. This could just you being feeling secure and stable within yourself. This could also be just a wish that you've been praying on coming true, and you're being told to be positive about this. Yes, you're moving through your obstacles. Okay, a lot of you are just being told just to rest, reflect, and understand that the joy is coming. Okay, good things are coming for you. And I feel like with the Five of Swords in reverse, you're going to come out of this mental conflict or these mind games that you play with yourself memory wise and release and move forward. Yeah, you just have to have confidence in yourself. Spirit keeps saying confident. I keep hearing confident. Yeah, the judgment here. Some of y'all might reconcile with somebody, but others of you, I feel like it's like justice. Judgment is basically like you have finished an awakening, and then you're getting some type of reward after this awakening. So just know the spring is going to be positive times. So the transition is just being open to expand yourself. Okay, step out of your comfort zone, but you have to take the lead, and a lot of you have to be more positive and stop being so negative. And be open to what somebody is saying to you or just the things you're seeing, because that is spirit and the guys, your guys talking to you. Okay. All right. So let's get some advice. Rising flame. Let your passion guide you to the fulfillment purpose meant for you. So you're being told to let, like I said, that confidence, that inner fire within you, push you in the direction you're meant to go. And I said, like I said before, a lot of you, this is towards your purpose. This is something that's meant for you. And a lot of you know it's meant for you, but you're just afraid of it. Okay, it says groove of unity. Bind energies in the unified sanctuary of the groove, forcing interconnected harmony among all beings. So you're being told to combine energies with other people. Okay, use your community for help. Okay, step out of your comfort zone, network with people at this time. That's where that masculine energy is. Get out your fear of like being perceived some type of way because you're needing help or you wanting to collab with people. This is a time to use people around you. We're going to need community. Slow climb. You're getting there one step at a time with a little bit of effort. So spirit saying a lot of you are on the right path. Take it one day at a time. That's one thing I always tell myself. I always think, God, just thank you for waking me up today and guide my steps one day at a time, one step at a time. And that's what a lot of you are being told right now as you go through this healing process. The winter you had to slow down to figure out this stuff, because I'm telling you, spring things are about to take off. But you have the carving of secrets, unveil the hidden wonders within the shadow depths of the secrets and concealed wisdom. So you're being told with the hermit, like I said earlier, to learn from your past, gain that knowledge and wisdom from doing the inner work and apply it to the physical of what you're moving towards. So I hope this resonated for y'all. It's a beautiful reading of what you're learning and how you can step into this energy of transition for the spring.